Welcome to your favorite channel, where you'll learn everything you need to know to improve your health and lifestyle. Let's get started.
You've heard it, I've heard it, we've all heard it, probably from our parents leaning over the dinner table, slow down, chew your food. It kind of feels like one of those things you're just supposed to do, right? But what if that simple, almost forgotten piece of advice is actually one of the most powerful health hacks we've got? Well, today, we're gonna break down the incredible science behind every single bite. So let's talk about the magic number. You've probably heard it, somewhere around 30, maybe 32 chews per bite. Is that just some random number someone made up a long time ago? An old wives' tale? Or is there a real health secret hiding in the simple art of chewing? We're about to find out, and trust me, the answers are way more surprising than you think. Okay, first things first, we have to clear up a huge misconception about digestion. It doesn't just kick off once food hits your stomach. No, the real action, the most critical first step, starts the very second that food passes your lips. Yeah, there's a fancy word for it, mastication. And it's so much more than just crushing up your food so you don't choke. It's this complex, brilliant process that sends out an alert to the rest of your digestive system, basically telling it, all right, get ready, food is on the way. Think of it as a three-step mission happening in your mouth. First, your teeth crush the food, which dramatically increases its surface area. Then, saliva floods in to mix with it. And this isn't just water, it's loaded with enzymes like amylase and lipase that immediately start breaking down carbs and fats. Finally, this perfectly prepped, lubricated little package gets sent down to the stomach, which now has a much, much easier job to do. And this really shows you the night and day difference it makes. When you eat fast, you're basically dropping a pile of rocks into your stomach. It leads to overload, you don't absorb as many nutrients, and you get that awful gas, bloating, and heartburn. But when you chew well, you're easing the load on your whole system, you're maximizing nutrient uptake, and you get to sidestep all of that nasty digestive distress. But the benefits of chewing go way beyond your stomach. It actually taps directly into this powerful communication highway between your brain and your gut. And this connection influences everything from how hungry you feel to how you manage your weight. I want you to remember this number, 20 minutes. That's roughly how long it takes for your stomach to send the all-clear signal to your brain that says, hey, we're good down here, I'm satisfied, you can stop eating now. That's a pretty big time gap, right? So what happens when we eat our entire meal in less time than that? Yep, you guessed it. You literally outrun your own brain. When you scarf down a meal in 5 or 10 minutes, you can easily pack in way more calories than your body actually needs before that I'm full signal even has a chance to get through. Chewing slowly is what syncs your stomach and your brain back up, giving you the time to realize when you're truly satisfied. And you know, the perks of slowing down are about more than just preventing overeating. Your taste buds actually get more time to register all the flavors, making your food so much more enjoyable. This means you feel more satisfied with smaller portions, and it naturally helps you cut down on those cravings for snacks later in the day. Okay, so we've got digestion and we've got weight management. That's already pretty good, but this is where the story gets really, really cool. Proper chewing unlocks a whole list of benefits that you would probably never ever expect. Believe it or not, chewing can actually be a form of stress relief. I know, it sounds weird, but that simple, rhythmic, mechanical motion of your jaw has been shown to have a calming effect on the nervous system. It's almost like a mini meditation session right in the middle of your day. Your saliva is basically your body's first line of defense, like a bouncer at the door. It is packed with antibacterial stuff, like an enzyme called lysozyme. The more you chew, the more saliva you produce, which means you're better able to neutralize nasty bacteria in your food before it ever gets a chance to cause trouble. Looking for a healthier smile? Chew your food. Seriously, the act of chewing is like a workout for your jaw. It strengthens the muscles and boosts blood flow to your gums. And all that extra saliva does a great job of washing away food debris, naturally cleaning your teeth and lowering your risk for cavities. Now, this one might sound like it's straight out of science fiction, but stick with me here. When you chew, your salivary glands release a hormone called peritin. And what does peritin do? Well, research has linked it to cellular regeneration, which suggests it could play a role in keeping our tissues healthy and maybe even youthful. Pretty wild, right? And the science just keeps getting more specific and more fascinating. A 2019 study found something incredible. Chewing really well in the morning, we're talking 40 chews per mouthful versus just 10, significantly improved how the body handled glucose after the meal. So what does that mean in plain English? It suggests that just starting your day by chewing properly could be a powerful tool for better metabolic health. Amazing. So we've covered the incredible why. You're probably on board. Now let's get down to the practical stuff. How do we actually turn all this amazing knowledge into a real daily habit without it feeling like a chore? Let's just tackle the big question head on. Do you really need to sit there and count to 30 for every single bite you take? Honestly, no. While it can be a good way to start and just see how little you're chewing now, the answer is no. That would take all the joy out of eating. There's a much better, more intuitive way to go about it. Here's the secret. Forget the numbers. Focus on the texture. The real goal here is to chew until the food in your mouth is basically a paste. It should have lost all of its original texture. Think about the consistency of applesauce or baby food. That's your signal that it's ready for the next stage of digestion. So here's your simple, actionable game plan. Start by taking smaller bites. Then, and this is a big one, physically put your fork down on the cable between each mouthful. Turn off the TV, put your phone away, and just focus on your food. Pay attention to the flavors, the textures, and finally, make sure you swallowed completely before you even think about picking up that fork for the next bite. Look, this isn't some complicated diet plan or an expensive supplement you have to buy. This is about transforming your relationship with food by tapping into your body's own natural wisdom. And the best part? It all starts with your very next meal. So, that old advice to chew your food 30 times, it is so much more than an old wives' tale. It's a simple, free, and genuinely profound tool for better digestion, better weight management, and just better overall health. It's a health tool that's completely free and available to you 3 times a day. The only question left is, how are you going to use it?
Here are some tips to help you have a healthy and strong body and mind. Remember that we upload videos every day.
So, what if you could upgrade your own biology? Today, let's dive into the world of biohacking. You've probably heard the term thrown around, and you might be picturing some sci-fi stuff, right? But really, it's less about becoming a cyborg and more about small, smart changes to optimize your health. At its core, it's a hands-on approach, using simple habits and science to help you feel your absolute best. Okay, so where do you even start? Let's get into the foundational stuff that makes the biggest difference. And the single most powerful biohack of them all? You guessed it, optimizing your sleep. It's non-negotiable. In fact, here's a super simple routine you can literally follow tonight to massively improve your sleep. Next up, let's talk about using stress, but in a good way. It's called hormesis. Cold plunging, for example, can trigger a 200 to 300% spike in norepinephrine. Huge for mood. Okay, now for fueling your body. Because with biohacking, it's about when you eat, not just what. This can seriously improve your insulin sensitivity and kickstarts a critical process called autophagy. Think of this as your body's own spring cleaning. It clears out all that cellular junk linked to aging. Looking beyond diet, targeted supplements are becoming a huge deal. The focus is shifting to science-backed compounds. We're talking NAD+ precursors for energy, nootropics for your brain, and adaptogens for handling stress. And of course, technology is a massive player here. Wearables let us track our biology in real time. From sleep rings to glucose monitors, this data gives you the power to make personalized choices. And looking forward, things are getting even wilder. New tech is making health monitoring seamless. For instance, this mirror can check your blood pressure just by looking at your face. No cuff needed. Okay, but this is really important. Not all biohacks are created equal, and some carry real risks. Simple lifestyle changes are super low risk, but that experimental DIY stuff, that's extremely high risk. And remember, cold exposure can be dangerous if you have heart issues. Safety always comes first. Ultimately, biohacking is about taking control and using these tools to build a healthier, more resilient you. So, with all that in mind, what's the first small change you're gonna make?
If you found this video helpful, please subscribe and help me reach my goal of 1,000 subscribers so I can bring you better content. See you tomorrow with a new video.